one's falling over.
Did you put something in it?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a good morning. I was having a good morning, then I wasn't having a good morning. So this topic of conversation, motivate yourself to get out of a slump, could not have come at a more opportune. Good morning, beautiful Erin on Instagram. That's made my morning.
You see she's cheered up now, though.
Cheered up now. Beautiful daughter on Instagram. So yes, this morning for me has been a bit of a started off so well, big intentions. I had an interview, video that I was due to record, and unfortunately the helicopter's flight path, a sneezing fit, a husband in a garage, and everything else did not support the recording of that particular video, and yes, so I'll have to be rescheduled for another opportune time. But anyway, this topic of conversation, motivate yourself to get out of a slump, is one that it's an area that we love talking about, motivation and motivating people and inspiring people. But ultimately the motivation needs to come from
Within.
Yes, from that person. So it is, I think just now there's a lot of, this is something I was discussing in my Facebook group. There's a lot of people who are stuck in fight or flight. There's a lot of people who are currently in a position where they feel like there's no point trying because we're in the midst of a pandemic. So what is the point? Got no motivation to do anything. Just feeling...
Seasonal changes.
Yeah, seasonal changes. Loads of stuff on the go for people. So I think a lot of people are kind of thinking, well, what's the point? People are wishing away the rest of the year rather than being present and enjoying and finding what is possible within that time frame.
Yeah.
So I think this is definitely something I know a lot of people are feeling, and I want October, like I've got this feeling that October is just going to be explosively, epically amazing, because surely it has to be better than September. And we're going to create it so that happens.
Yeah.
So
September's the past, remember?
September, well, not quite
almost,
yet. Not quite yet. We've got
past.
a couple of, today,
yeah.
Is it? So yes, we're ready to face October, feeling inspired, motivated, awesome. If you want to come join us, stay tuned and learn out how to motivate yourself and get yourself from slump. So, Stuarty?
I think this also came up from quite a number of my clients as well, and I think your clients as well, that finding that the kind of season that's coming up is one where they're not always looking forward to it. And it got us...
I'm just laughing in case anyone's wondering why there's like a swan in the corner.
Addition to the team.
Just a little giant swan mug.
Is that we've discovered about, things affect us from a couple of different routes. And they tend to be either something outside of us will impact or affect us. Things like the weather, things like other people, things like other people's attitudes, something's maybe happened that day, and so forth. And then the other area, which is the one that we are very passionate about, is that it's the things inside us that impact us. And that tends to be the ones that we battle the most. Certainly all my clients, and in terms of the coaching elements, it seems to be that, pretty much 100% of the time is battling ourselves. The challenges that I suppose it's that limiting belief, mistruth, imposter type stuff that we think and then therefore we believe. Because I learned years ago from another coach many years ago is that what you think is what you will be.
Good morning, Linda.
You know, and some of the battles, the internal sort of things that we kind of fight against are, for example, indifference. You know, we're indifferent about taking action or doing something, so we don't bother. There's doubt. You know, we doubt our capability. We doubt that we can because of what school we went to.
People are like thinking just now as well, like, well, what's the point?
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
what's the point?
Yeah, definitely.
But there's so much point because.
Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, far away.
No, on you go.
No, I was going to say, what's the point? Is absolutely spot on. Susie used the term earlier. You know, wish. We wish for a lot of things. The only thing is wishes never actually come true generally. What we need to do is we need to change that wish into desire. You know, not wish to lose weight or wish we could have this or wish we could have that, but change it into an eager desire to want to do it. And then therefore what happens is when you have the desire and you have the eagerness to do that, you then set yourself some goals. You then work out how to actually get what you desire and you think you wish. So it's really changing it into something that you can take action to achieve, as opposed to sitting about, you know, just wishing this or wishing that or wishing the numbers come in or and so forth. That's a huge thing that, you know, because motivation comes from within, is something that we can actually do about for ourselves.
Morning, Tina. Morning, Kirsty. I think like one of the things that's hit me this morning, that's perfect timing for this, is like a lot of us struggle with motivation because we feel overwhelmed. So that hits you back in that slump. Well, I don't know how to do it. I'm really overwhelmed, so I'm just going to stay stuck. I'm just not going to do anything. I'm going to be like a 3-year-old, throw a little tantrum, and then just not bother. Yeah. So I think having a clear plan can help motivate you. We were speaking about this yesterday, and like, so for me last week, as I said, I was kind of determined to shift myself out of that energy. And this is a thing like that I do a lot of energy work. Stuart does a lot of mindset work. But kind of, you know, shifting yourself from that energy of feeling blah, stuck, etc. How do you do that? Like for me, I do it through food, I do it through essential oils, we do it through dancing, do it through music, you know, all these things that can raise our vibration can help shift us out of that energy slump. The other thing I did that I'm kind of proud of this month was I've reached out for support from various people in business and personally. So Tina's saying I would need both of you then. Yeah.
We're both here.
The perfect mix. But yeah, so you know, it's that combination of it's holistic. So this is why I do my coaching the way I do it. Like I cover mindset, I cover nutrition, I cover all the things, the energy work, all that, because it takes all of the things to support you. So you could have the most positive mindset in the world. And Tina, I know we spoke about this in one before, on a live before, and you highlighted it as well, you know, that eat crap, feel crap. But, you know, think about the people you're surrounding yourself with to support you in October. Think about the things that inspire you, the things that ignite you. For me, I got super fired up last week listening to some motivational speeches. Like, remember, it was kind of that American guy last week that I was blading.
Is that when I had to pull you off the ceiling?
You know, there's like... So listening to positive, inspiring things that are going to get you really fired up, get that fire in your belly.
What was you said about eat, what was that?
Eat crap.
Eat crap, feel crap. It's no different with the mind.
Yeah, what you put in is what you get out. Feel crap
physically, it's the same with the mind. If you put rubbish in, don't expect beauty to come out. So that's what Susie's saying about, you know, we could all be responsible for, and we are ultimately at the end of the day responsible for how we feel and the actions we take and the behaviour we display. It's our responsibility for that. You can blame other people if you want, but then that's your choice.
It's kind of disempowering yourself, aren't you? Because you're giving that away to somebody else.
Totally. And this is
so
what I was
easy
saying about
during this
inside and
pandemic.
outside. Yeah,
like to blame. That's what I was quite comfortable thinking. Oh well, it's really hard because like this is happening in the world, and there's this hold up with this, and I can blame. Like, oh, well, I can't get this done because my home office isn't finished, and I can't get this done because that isn't done, and I can't, like, it's so easy. Yeah.
It's exhausting, absolutely.
But,
so therefore, what you do is you realign your approach, you realign your angle, you realign what you're going to go and do. If that is something that is going to affect you, recognise it, think it through, take action, and deal with it. It may sound simple, but it absolutely is if we are prepared to take that responsibility.
Yeah. Over on Instagram, Align Wellness is saying, I completely agree, feeding our mind, body and soul with goodness is so important.
Huge.
And that's something I kind of speak about quite a lot as well, is that exactly that consuming, thinking about what we consume. So if you're in this slump, what are you consuming? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually?
What are you reading?
Yeah.
What are you putting in?
Listening to.
What you're listening to. Who are you listening to? Who are you being around, as Susie says? You can choose all that sort of stuff. And I think that the best person that you can be, if you can get to the best you can be, that's what, and I think we said this loads of times, that is who you give to other people. So it's your responsibility to be a great you, a beautiful you, a highly motivated you, an excited you, to give that to other people, so that if they're, going through challenges as we all are, the impact you can make gracefully, will be remarkable.
Good morning,
comes from
Sarah.
Ourselves, internal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for sure.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, and I was like listening to getting fired up without a podcast the other day, that it's about taking action. Like the action drives the momentum, that drives the motivation. Like we need to create that forward motion and energy that allows us to drive forward. So if that is just doing that one thing, the other thing I would say is getting outside, going for a walk, cleaning your head, like, exercise when you're feeling good about, you can create energy by, that's how you, I'm like rambling, but that's how you create energy, isn't it?
Yeah,
by
totally.
Using energy is how you create energy. So, get outside, use that energy, jump up and down, do some star jumps, pump up the tunes.
Yeah.
Put your hands up in the air, do whatever it takes to get that back, because we all deserve to live in that whoop whoop state, to allow ourselves to get out of that slump. So I know I've had a lot of messages from clients this year who are struggling just now to pull themselves back up, and it's like climbing that ladder out of that hole, step by step. Either set yourself a plan or just say, right, today I'm going to do one thing. Today I am going to go for a walk. Today I'm going to stand outside. Sometimes Stu will go outside and go outside at the front of the house, if he's feeling a bit flat or whatever, and he'll go outside and you'll just jump up and down and be like, ooh, demo.
No, I don't want to demo. I don't want to turn people off.
But sure. Jump up and down and breathe and pump yourself up. I
have been known to be a frightening outside boxer wearer, star jumper. And I think that's why we had to move to the country, because it scared the neighbours in Granham. But that's right, absolutely right. Whatever it is, it's small. It doesn't have to be big. But again, it's these internal things that hold us back from that. If I thought about what I was going to make you go and do sometimes, I think, why is that, you fool? But no, you just take action. You go and do it, and afterwards...
And you can laugh at yourself, and that's good.
Laugh. And what that does as well, it does impact some other people,
As they
because you make
watch.
them laugh.
Yeah.
You know, get their heart rate going. Well,
Yeah.
maybe sometimes. Right.
So
But it is,
yeah.
it's what drives you. It's what. You know, I know we talk about goals, and last week we were talking about time management and all that, and planning and preparing, and you know, allocating time slots and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we are here now as we are sitting speaking to you guys and so forth. And we have got goals and plans over the next, you know, this day, next week, and so forth. But it's important to understand that now is here, and getting that state of acceptance. And I think one of the things I had real difficulty with for years was when you're feeling maybe overwhelmed or underwhelmed for that matter, is just stop. Just stop and breathe and just acknowledge your heartbeat or your
That's
breath.
my card for today. Stillness is the key to success, Stu.
Well, there you go. Didn't even see that. Yeah, that's your card.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you do that, it means that your breathing becomes more effective. It gets more oxygen through into your blood, which then goes into your brain, which then allows you to shift from maybe what you're feeling to where you
feeling clearer. Yeah.
Feeling clearer, seeing clearer.
Yeah, and I think that often we sometimes lack motivation. There's things that maybe we don't want to do, like you're putting it off because you're like, oh, like exercise. A lot of people struggle with like getting up and going for a walk or going for a jog or exercise. But once they do it, they're like, oh my gosh, that feels amazing. So it's tapping into that emotion of, oh my gosh, that feels amazing. And then there's other sides of things. There's things you maybe don't want to do that maybe you don't have to do.
Okay, let me ask you this question, right? This is the opposite of what you're saying about not what to do. Sometimes I actually find myself, when I've got a project to do, is I will delay getting it done, or delay starting it, or becoming, what's the word? Procrastinate. And the reason for it is I'm so excited about what I'm going to do. I don't want to do it because I'm going to finish. And it's like really weird. I mean, how do you describe it? That's not really a motivational thing, is it? But I find that really strange. That is another reason sometimes why
you don't
get on, do some stuff,
get stuck,
get projects done.
Yeah, anyway. I think it's breaking it down. Like I know that I've got a big project coming up that I'm pretty overwhelmed with this morning. That I just need to break down and sit and figure it out. Take that stillness, step back.
But your big thought is the determination to succeed, isn't it?
Yeah, my big thought is to support more people.
Of course it is, absolutely. Which is the success that you generate, and having that, and then breaking it all down to this chunkable, sizable bits, because you do 3 bits and it achieves the big thing that you are.
Yeah, it's a process. It's like back to that, like writing the book. It's like a really overwhelming project, but then once you actually break it down, it's like
write a sentence, write a paragraph, write a page.
So those of you who are watching live, we've got a few over on Instagram, some on Facebook. How do you guys motivate yourself? How are you currently feeling? Can we offer anyone any support online just now?
Yeah,
live?
What do you do? What can you help others with? That kind of thing,
So let us know if you're feeling a bit stuck or in a slump or struggling with motivation. And maybe we can fire you up.
I think we've talked about this before about perception, reality and all that kind of stuff. It reminded me of whilst we're waiting to hear all this information from you guys, I'll tell you a quick story. Because I like stories. It reminds me about the shoe salesman. There's two shoe salesmen with the same company, and they were both told to go out to the Outer Hebrides, to the islands, and actually go for a week, find out what's going on, and come back and report to them. So the first shoe salesman went out, spent a week, looked around, had to talk to a few people, came back and said to the board, I wouldn't bother. There's no point, because nobody wears any shoes. I wouldn't even bother. So the second salesman goes out, spends a whole week, does the exact same thing, comes back to the board, and his motivation, his attitude was, you wouldn't believe the size of the market out there. Nobody wears shoes. So it's all about your view on it, your perception of it. One says, oh, there's nothing there because nobody wears them. The other one sees opportunity because nobody wears them. Mm-hmm. And I think that to some degree is the same kind of motivation. You can actually do something about it with your own views and mindsets.
Okay. So a couple of comments coming in, and it's great that actually these two have come in because it's two very different steps and what I would kind of advise. So Lisa said that she takes a step back, she reevaluates her goals, makes a plan with small steps, slow down to speed up. Brilliant. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Amazing. Like that is definitely, you know, to get that clarity so you're not kind of just feel like you're fumbling around, and it's like having a map. So like when you have you could still get there in the end result fumbling around, but if you have a map, it makes it easier.
I think the really key thing about that is reevaluate goals, because they're not set in stone. They can be flexible, they can be moved based on other factors that might come and impact things. Yeah. So definitely great.
And then Linda's saying that she feels stuck just now with what feels like no end in sight. So what I would suggest for Linda is probably quite different to the steps that Lisa's taken. So with Lisa's actions there, that's great. I feel like if you're got like a specific thing in mind that you're struggling to get motivated for, like, or you know you're feeling overwhelmed or things like that, for Linda, like it's maybe looking at being very present. Okay, so when we don't have that end in sight, that's okay. Like it's okay to not have a vision of 100% what the future will look like, because it's never guaranteed anyway. But the opportunity there is to be really, really mindful in the present moment and to make each day count. Yeah. And somebody asked me recently in a business group I was part of, like, will you look back in 5 years' time and worry about what you're worrying about just now? Or will you, like, the things that are, like, important to you right now? So say it's, like, work, for example, and, like, you've got family stuff going on. Like, are you going to look back in 5 years and think, oh, I really should have done that, stayed that extra 4 hours at work? Or should I have, like, had some time for myself or spent some time with my family? Or, like, so it's working out. It is the goals. Like, it's like that goal, like, what is your value? What is your goal? So, you know, what is important to you right now? Are you living that each day? So what could you do, Linda, to make this day count, to make this day matter, to make this day feel precious, wonderful, and beautiful, without having to know what the tomorrow holds or the next day holds? Yeah. And I know that you have experience of mindfulness and meditation. So, you know, maybe utilizing some of those skills, or just like without having to jump about with your boxer shorts on at the front of your house. Take it you don't wear boxer shorts, but you know, you could just sit and look out your window and breathe and give thanks and give gratitude for every single thing that's there presently. So it's a different kind of different actions or things are required at different times, and that can be pulling yourself out of that dark hole. So recognizing that it's a safe space, that actually that there is good in the day, as well as having these huge long-term big goals of things that we wish to achieve. It's bringing it back. So that's why I thought that's great. 2 comments to come through from Linda and Lisa about, you know, the difference between longer term and like shorter term motivation. Because I know, like, when I was ill, I just felt like motivated to go have a shower, like to get out of bed.
Small steps.
Absolutely. So you know, it could just be listening to a positive affirmation or affirmations on a loop, or you know, breathing, or treating yourself to some nice flowers, or listening to something positive. And so I will listen to different things at different times. So if I'm needing more self-love and openness, I'll maybe listen to a podcast that's more that way orientated. If I have a big lofty goal that seems like really overwhelming and like beyond what I could comprehend, then I will find people at that level or above who are kind of like just to demonstrate to me that it's possible.
I think sometimes as well, if you at the end of the day, we're all made up of lots of little things to make a bigger thing. Individuals, then additions to make relationships, and then kids to make a family, and all that kind of stuff. But it all comes down to, I think, that when there's no purpose or no goal or no sight, if you like, as the lady's saying there, is that gratitude has got to be one of the most heartwarming, powerful pursuits that we can have. That find gratitude in the day. What are you grateful for? I mean, a coach of mine years ago had said to me is that in the mornings, ask yourself, what 3 things are you grateful for? It could be the fact that you woke up that morning. It could be the fact that your children have made it into university. It could be that you're in a healthy, loving relationship. It could be that you actually just walked over dewy grass with bare feet. It could be that you actually walked in the grass and you missed your dog poo. Gratitude. Seriously, gratitude for anything. It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. It's important to you, and that is the absolute essential thing. And then at the end of the day, we've been watching a TV program lately that kind of made us think about it. Was asking yourself at the end of the day, what is it today that you've been proud of?
Or can anyone guess that TV show? What have you done today to make you feel proud? Anyone?
We watched a rerun of it, so but it's true. It absolutely is.
And I think that's that shift in that energy. I'll need to find. I had a lady come and teach a masterclass for me, who was speaking about like different emotions and the different frequencies of emotions, and gratitude is like one of the higher emotions that will help raise you from depression, anxiety, all these things that helps move you further up.
Here's a tip as well then.
Align Wellness. I've recently reconnected with journaling, setting intentions in the morning and writing gratitudes in the evening. It has really helped me through some tough lockdown days. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. So we did some of that in the Facebook group, and that turns nicely, which is just sitting on my desk. You can download this for free.
Just so happens to be.
Well, it's because I use it.
Yeah, true.
So Align Wellness is speaking about journaling, intention setting in the morning, gratitudes in the evening. So you can download this for free from my website, and it has an opportunity there to write down how you want to feel today, an affirmation to support you today, your top 3 priorities, 3 things you're grateful for at the end of the day. So you can reflect back and connect, as Stuart said, with that space of gratitude. Paying attention to the positives in every experience can be very powerful. Absolutely.
Yep.
Good morning, Cara.
Yep.
So Margaret's saying on Facebook, I had an overwhelming week last week. Wish I'd heard this before it hit me, but I now know what I have to do to get me back out of that hole. Amazing.
Excellent.
You should have seen me dance in the kitchen yesterday morning. A sight to behold. Rock and roll forever. Yes. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love
Superb.
it. So,
Superb.
Yeah, get those boogie moves on the go. No problem, Linda. Have a good day. Linda saying thank you. So, yeah, exactly. So, Margaret, well done. Raising that vibration with some boogie moves is really, really powerful. But if you're not quite at that point yet, as Stuart said, you could be lying in bed writing gratitudes, thinking about all the things that you're grateful for, the people you're grateful for, as Stuart said, dewy grass, dancing, Heather Small.
Yeah, Heather Small, indeed. Yeah, you beauty.
So yeah, connecting with those things. I don't know, has anyone got any questions about all the stuff we've discussed, kind of pulling yourself out of that slump?
The thing is with this topic is we could actually be here for a week, quite frankly, easily. But really, the key thing is it's about does this banterly chat, does it help? Does it impact? And feel free, you can quite easily reach out to either of us, you know, in connection with anything to do with that. You know, I mean, I'm a great believer that trying to do something you've not done before, you know, gives you a sense of achievement, gives you a sense of self-worth, gives you a sense of success and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I've done things in the past where I really never thought I could actually do it, but I just thought, no, I'm just going to keep doing it until I can do it. And that's the thing, is that you don't always get immediate feedback from an action or something that you do, but it's part of your journey to actually get.
So I think that's that motivation, the action to generate the momentum, to generate the motivation.
Absolutely.
To keep going.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so you can use some of the things for big goals, lofty goals, small goals, even just getting out of bed and pulling yourself. And as Stuart said, in the words of Heather Small, what have you done today to make you feel proud? Love the double chin that gives me.
Yeah, no. That's why I've got a beard and hide mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
My
Great
loves.
stuff. Thank you very much for coming along. You were obviously motivated to do that this morning, so well done.
Yeah,
Right,
so let us
be grateful for
know
that.
if you want to pop in comments things that you are going to do, that you want to get motivated in, that what you're going to do to get yourself out of a slump. Cara saying amen, do it for your own esteem and for feeling good. Love M people.
Oh yeah, you bet.
Moving on up. Oh my gosh, that's another great song.
James, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see what's going to happen next. You see the sun coming from behind.
So yeah, let's ramp up those vibes a bit, motivate ourselves, channel our inner Heather.
Yeah.
And
Our
move
Heather.
on up.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Great stuff.
Right. Love
Enjoy
you
your
guys. And remember, please reach out to us with any topics you wish us to discuss.
Yep.
And we will be back next Tuesday.
Not me.
Oh, will I be alone?
If you want to be here. I mean, I can try and get a satellite link if you want.
Oh, okay. We'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, message us any comment, anything you want to cover, and we'll be back. So have a beautiful, beautiful week, you awesome beauties.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.